That day, the day Nemo found out Pearl's secret, dragged on for an eternity. The little clownfish paced himself as he, and the rest of the students, drifted toward the school entrance, where many children of different ages waited for their parents to come pick them up. Some, the ages just beneath Nemo's class, swam in circles in a game of tag. Their colors shimmered and swirled like a baby tornado of rainbows. Most of the toddlers were playing on the sponge, which was soft and squishy, and gave just enough force for a baby fish to bounce up and down from. Nemo's father had suggested it to him on his first day of school, and the boy gave him a look of annoyance and wanted to flee before he could embarrass him anymore. Nemo watched as his friends, Tad, Sheldon, and Pearl, chatted about what story their neighbor Sandy Plankton came up with this week. Nemo almost felt like his friends regrouped into their original trio, excluding him from the conversation. After all, they did keep Pearl's crush on Mr. Hank a secret from him. It still stung him like a jellyfish would, if he ever did face such a painful experience. By the time they got to the main entrance, Marlin, along with his friend Dory, was there waiting for Nemo like he always did. There he is, Dory let out as she gave a wave. She had short-term memory loss, which was a long-term condition for her ever since she was a child. However, she had known Nemo and Marlin for a year, and she always knew who they were and what their names were. Her memory was even getting better every day. Nemo didn't hear or see Dory's intention of signaling him over, and instead peered over at Pearl, who looked like she was about to excuse herself from Tad and Sheldon's conversation. Nemo instantly felt like he had to talk to her. But why? The clownfish wondered. It's not like we had a fight. All Nemo did was try to make his friend feel better. And she suddenly snapped at him like he was about to destroy her life. None of his friends had ever attacked him like that, especially Pearl. She was a kind little octopus who had a heart of dreams, and a broken heart because she knew she had to say goodbye to Mr. Hank. Nemo, on the other hand, still felt like they left things unresolved. Even if she did apologize for her outburst, Pearl seemed to be a bit apprehensive around Nemo since then. Nemo didn't want that. He wanted to be on good terms with her. So, he quickly called out Pearl's name just as she was about to hustle over to her father. The little octopus slowly turned to face him. They were about 10 feet away from each other, and Nemo was surely planning on dashing over to her. Still, just as he met eyes with his friend, Nemo was unable to make another move. A few of his classmates sailed between them. In fact, the more that left, the more appeared and blocked Nemo's way. The boy waited patiently, yet so anxiously for the children to pass by. He felt the blood rushing to his face, and it was almost as if he were about to burst like a sea cucumber. It took what felt like minutes. Finally, his view was clear, but it was too clear because Pearl was no longer there. Apparently, she didn't want to wait. When did she leave? Nemo wasn't certain, but he had a strong feeling that she left just as the other fish got between her and him. It was her escape. Nemo. Hey, it was Dory again, and this time she was making her way over the boy, along with Marlin behind her. Nemo noticed her this time and glided over to her and his father. It was at least nice to come home to fish that really cared about him. But all Nemo wanted to do was skip time and go back to school so he could see his friends again. Perhaps it was just a bad day for them. Yeah, that's it, Nemo decided. What did you learn in school today? Marlin asked as he turned around with his son and Dory, making their way home. Corals, Nemo said. Hey, Dad. Marlin glanced at the boy as he continued forward, while Dory swayed from side to side in front of them as she hummed a happy tune. Did you ever like a girl who you couldn't be with? Marlin was caught off guard, for he had never received such a deep question by his son. It was advanced for someone his age. However, Nemo had gone through a lot, so it was only natural for him to grow up a little faster. "Well," Marlin started, stammering as he tried to think of what to say. "Almost to the road," Dory shouted to alert the two, then continued her song, which she seemed to be extremely focused on today. "When I was just a little older than you, I liked this girl in school," Marlin finally said, "but she was too shy to even speak. That made me shy too." He chuckled slightly. "Usually, I'm quite the charmer." "So, what happened?" Nemo pried. "You couldn't be with her because she was shy, and so were you." It didn't sound very realistic to Nemo. "Nah, she already had someone she liked. I'm not going to go into details, but let's just say my heart was broken." "Wow, poor Dad." "So," said Nemo, "you can't be with someone if they are already with someone else." It came out like a statement rather than a question, because he was beginning to understand his father's story. "Yes, geez, look at you, already asking questions about girls." Nemo left it at that and didn't ask any more questions. It was clear enough to him that Pearl had a chance with Mr. Hank, if he was single. However, he was much older than her, so the thought of them together didn't seem easy on him. Still, even if Pearl didn't want Nemo to do something about it, the clownfish still wanted to. Perhaps he could at least get them alone so Peel could give him a decent goodbye. Or maybe she could impress him somehow as a treat before he left as their teacher. He would talk to Pearl about it the next morning. That night, Nemo had trouble getting to sleep. He could hear Dory snoring outside the anemone, and his dad breathing deeply right next to him. Nemo peered up at the surface, where the top of the water bounced peacefully. It seemed to be the only thing that could make him tired, almost like a lullaby. The boy stared at the moon's reflection from the other side, then slowly drifted off into a dreamless sleep.